In this video, I'm going to give you the 3 questions that you can ask an atheist to make them stumble.
You don't need 3 questions to make me stumble. You only need 1. Fancy another whiskey sick? You just have to ask that the requisite 117 times in order to get me to what they in scientific terms call mildly tipsy, and then I may well indeed stumble, slightly, imperceptibly so, but it definitely happened.
To make them shut up, to make them realize that they don't know what they're talking about.
You really think you could ever make me shut up? That's the boldest of all the bold claims that ever bouldered in a bowling lane. I don't think you could ever make me shut up, and you certainly aren't going to make me realize I don't know what I'm talking about. I already know that I don't know what I'm talking about. The problem always ends up being, when it comes to you lot at least, is that you somehow know even less what you're talking about than I do. I would be impressed if I wasn't so jealous. I wanted to be the best dumbass.
Because the one thing that atheists always love to bring up is science.
Only because your lot love to make claims about how the universe works, that you are pretty much entirely pulling out of your backsides. So we counter you with, scientific facts that fly in the face of said claims, and, it's an effective tactic, because you guys fucking hate it. I've heard no small amount of the sentiment, well, you can prove anything with facts, stated unironically as a counter-argument, and it will never not be very, very funny.
The one thing that atheists always love to bring up is science when people talk about God.
Is there an echo in here? Yes, we do. But again, it's not really about bringing up the God thing, because what are you going to do? God's unfalsifiable. God is not a scientific claim, because you can't prove something like that wrong, which is why it's so easy to simply ignore. Again, it's the baggage that comes with God, the things that you say he did, the hows and the whys of the universe that you purport to know. And then we go, actually, like the assholes we are, because you're damn right. If you are going to make ostensibly scientific claims, we are going to refute that shit if it's wrong, which it most likely is.
Nowadays, more and more people are starting to be religious.
More people are starting to be religious? That's like the opposite of true. I mean, back in the bad old days, pretty much everyone was religious, of one persuasion or another. There was a time, not so long ago, that the very idea of someone not having religion was considered by the vast majority to be not just strange, but downright diabolical. And while today there are still people who just don't get it, the number of out-and-out, open, non-religious people is almost certainly higher than it's ever been before. To think it's any other way says to me that you just aren't paying attention.
More and more people are starting to be more spiritual. More and more people are starting to realize that, maybe there is a creator.
I won't deny that the idea that there are more people becoming spiritual is a thing, but not in a coming to religion way, but more in a in-betweeny, well, I was religious, but now I think that that's all bollocks, and I just feel that there is something beyond the beyond, but no one knows what it is. That's why I'm now spiritual. Not actually good for your side. In fact, while not always, this is a common stage for the proto-atheist. Well, I don't believe my religion anymore, but maybe / I hope there is something, and then once you get there, it's not far off.
As books like the Quran, as books like the Bible, as books like the Old Testament.
The Old Testament is in the Bible. Like, they are basically the same thing, just less of it. And the Quran is basically biblical fan fiction, so as good as the same thing, only different. Although, I'll leave it to the individual to decide which one is the worst. But yeah, they have all been around for a while. People have heard of them. No one is discovering this shit anew.
Get proven by science, people start to believe more and more.
Wait. You think that the gibberitic books of big nonsense are proven by science? Who the hell told you that? Because I hate to tell you, but that motherfucker was lying to you, mate. The last thing that happens when science meets religious text is that the science goes, yeah, that seems legit. No, what tends to happen when they come into contact is the books make screeching noises, and the science wanders past, thinking to itself what the crazy one is banging on about this time.
As people get older and as people start to go through their own experiences, their own faith, their own journey, they start to believe.
No, actually, they realize, wait a second, all these lies that liars have lied to me about aren't actually true. Maybe that means they doesn't the real, because that's the thing. A lot of these fantastical beliefs are ones that are acquired as children. A lack of critical thinking skill mixed with the trust of adults around you not to be fucking idiots will lead to that. But when you start to figure out how full of shit everyone is, it's astounding just how quickly you will come to understand just how little of things certain people have told you to be true. And that's just the first step in becoming handsome, famous, and good at the sex. I mean, an atheist, or whatever secular thing you may end up being.
But then there's always those people that are atheists. There's always those people that don't want to believe.
Always? Not until recently in any meaningful way, and don't want to believe. Well done. Someone doesn't know what an atheist is. All an atheist is unconvinced. There is no desire involved. In fact, many atheists desperately want to believe. They are so dedicated to their search for truth of the universe that they have actually bothered to look in as many places they can to find some kind of God. And yet they have failed to find him. In my experience, it's only people who don't bother to actually find God that can so easily remain theist. Because when you start earnestly looking, you'll start finding absolutely fucking nothing.
There's always those people that are going to stop you from believing.
Stop you believing? Dude, seriously. I mean, maybe someone somewhere, but most really don't give a shit what you believe. What we care about is what you do and what you say and the effects you are trying to have in the world. Especially when it comes to things that you believe that are objectively not true. And you come out stating them. Why exactly are you surprised when people who know better tell you that you're wrong? The arrogance to think they shouldn't somehow is just frankly staggering.
Always those people that are going to tell you, oh, there is no God. What you believe is wrong.
Those bastards disagreeing with you. How dare they exist? It's funny because I'm not bothered at all by the existence of religious folks, so long as they aren't total pieces of shit about it and or keep their stupid fucking opinions to themselves. Live and let live, I say. But you just can't, can you? Although even you guys, I don't want you going anywhere, especially when you have a bunch of stupid questions you think is somehow going to trick me into being as dumb as you. It doesn't work, mate, except for good content.
And so if you ever run across somebody who thinks like that, you ask them these 3 questions.
I mean, you probably think that anyone who dares to question your beliefs is trying to make you an atheist, you know, because that's how your lot work. So then I suppose that's, you know, basically all of us. So go ahead. I love this shit.
Question number 1. What happens after you die?
What happens after I die? Well, the most pressing question is, how do you die me? I've been exploded, mulched, thrown into a sarlacc pit, to name just a few. And I always end up walking away without a scratch on me, starting to think I can't be killed. And, well, if I ever were to be killed by something, it would have to be powerful enough to destroy the universe. The real question then would be, which came first? I'm betting my death causes the end, and not the other way round.
Science cannot tell you what happens after you die. It's as simple as that.
Science tells you exactly what happens after you die, the processes and mechanics of it, and even what happens to all the stuff that is no longer you anymore. And there's not a religious text like yours that can do even a fraction of that. What it does do is tell tall, fanciful tales of some kind of after death that there is no evidence for, and acts like the fact that they say that gives them value and is proof in and of its own trueness. Yeah, not sure I care that science doesn't lie to me about stuff. In fact, I think it could be considered a good thing.
Science cannot tell you what happens after you die. There's a bunch of guesses out there. There's a bunch of people that think they know.
Yeah, we call them the religious. The thing about this science can't tell you what happens after you die thing is, well, it's based on one big presupposition of that there is more to life and death than you are here and then you aren't. But all the things that say that, something beyond the things we actually know to happen, you know, decay, etc., those are absolutely a guess, based mostly on wishful thinking. When it comes to the question, any honest science guy will say, I don't know, and probably nothing. Because probably nothing is a far more reasonable guess than magic, random, yet extremely bizarrely specific land happens.
But science cannot prove what happens after you die. Science cannot tell you there's an afterlife, but religion can.
Religion does tell you that, but if you think it can prove that, I've got a bridge to sell you, because someone lied to you so hard, and you bought it all hook, line and sinker, you gullible twonk. All religion does is says it has the answer, and usually chucks in an extra spicy take like, and if you don't believe me, threaten, threaten, threaten. And the thing about things that are true is that they don't require threats for people to believe them. They just need to be true.
Islam can. Christianity can. Okay? So it's one of those things where an atheist is going to tell you, oh,
this is going to be good. If it starts off with, oh, then it's obviously an accurate representation of a person being portrayed. And I should know, I do that all the time. Oh, God man, I'm big rel, cause me so smart. See? Very accurate.
you know, there's no such thing as God doesn't exist, and stuff like that, and be like, okay, no problem. What do you think happens after we die?
Nothing, you rot in the ground. Oh, well, my books say that not happen. Okay, f***ing prove it. But, and I can't stress this enough, do so without referencing your book. I am 100% sure you won't be able to do that. I mean, you'll try, but you won't manage it, and you'll not be able to help yourself bringing up your big book of gibberish.
Do you think it's just nothing? Do you think it's just, oh, you were here, now you're not?
Yeah, probably. You're saying that like that's so unreasonable. But it's not. You just can't imagine a state of being that doesn't contain your oh so important ass. But I tell you what, it's actually really easy to do. Think back before you were ever conceived. That's right, you can't because you didn't exist. Same fucking thing. Get over yourself.
Do you think it was just, oh, once you existed, now you don't? And if that is the case, why would you not believe or have faith in a higher power or an afterlife?
If nothing happens, why wouldn't you believe in something that's not true? I have no idea what to say to that. That is so goddamn stupid that I can't even. I don't make up shit to believe in just because things are the way they are. That sounds like more of a you thing.
Because if you lived a horrible life here on earth, and then, like I said, there's nothing more to it, then why would you not want to believe? Why would you not hope that there's more? Why would you not want there to be more?
There is a huge difference between wanting something to be a certain way and believing it to be that way. And I'm sorry, but unlike you, I don't think I'm so pathetic that I have to pretend that the world is the way I want because it makes me feel better. And not the kind of thing I'm going to waste my precious time dreaming about when there's an actual world that could be better by actually doing something about it.
The second question you can ask any atheist is,
fucking stupid? Sorry, getting ahead of myself there. I mean, it's a fair point. It's not like the rest of this video has been an intellectual tour de force now, has it?
What happened before the Big Bang? What happened before the Big Bang?
Huh, the echo's back. Weird. What happened before the Big Bang? Dunno. But you know what? That's okay. It's alright that I don't know what came before the expansion of the universe. Because unlike you, I'm not so desperate in my need to be the biggest brain in the room that I need to make stuff up. Instead of figuring it out and finding out. And you know what? I hope it is something that can be worked out and proven. Because that kind of question is not going to go away because they can't help themselves with their infinite regress of, well, what happened before that? You fucking tell me. But you can't make it up. You have to actually figure it out. I mean, they aren't even going to try, but don't say I didn't give them a chance to not be an idiot.
So scientists still do not understand the Big Bang.
I think you'll find they do. They were the ones who figured it out. And, you know, science. I mean, seriously, if you want to do the questions theists can't answer shit to about 99% of them, asking them to define any given scientific theory as it is described in the science, guys like this will have no idea what the hell it means and give some weird made-up version that shows how goddamn ignorant they are. It's frankly nice when it doesn't happen.
Pretty much it's like the universe cannot be created, or the energy in the universe cannot be created or destroyed. Everything is, you know, is fixed.
What are you blathering about? Are you trying to do the matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed thing? I mean, that's not even accurate in itself. You just convert one into the other. But that's a rule for within this universe. We don't know what the rules are for outside it. It could be literally anything. And the thing is, you're standing there spouting off that idea as if it wasn't scientists who came up with it. How come they are only right when you like what they have to say? It's almost like you don't actually give a shit about the facts and only what supports your truth.
But the Big Bang, people love to ask, if Big Bang was the beginning, what happened before?
See, he doesn't know what it is, because the Big Bang isn't the beginning, mate. It's the thing that happened after the beginning. And the fact that you don't know that and yet sit there smugly pontificating about your trick questions to make us stumble is hilarious. As you fall down the flights of stairs that are your complete and total ignorance on any given topic. Right, what's your last question? Because you literally have nothing of value to add to this one.
The third thing that you can ask an atheist is,
Help! I don't know how to word. Please stop me before I say something really stupid. No, wait, that's what you should ask an atheist. My bad.
What is consciousness?
It's that thing that people do when they aren't unconscious.
Science still does not know what consciousness is.
Yes, it does. Consciousness is assessed as a combination of verbal behavior, arousal, brain activity, and purposeful movement. The last three of those can be used as indicators of consciousness when verbal behavior is absent. Why don't you stop being so wrong?
Meaning, if an atheist is telling you, oh, this is why you shouldn't believe, oh, this is why you shouldn't have faith, oh, this is why you shouldn't believe that there's a God, be like, do you even know what consciousness is?
So your response to someone's reasons to believe is to bring up something more than likely completely irrelevant to the conversation. Yeah, real smart, Captain Dumbass. That'll show 'em.
Do you even know why you think the way you do? Do you even know why you feel the way you do? And if you can't explain it, would you rather have faith in something where science 80% proves, or would you rather just not believe at all and just be a pessimist?
Atheists aren't pessimists, you dozy prig. Stop fucking making things up. Have you even spoken to a single atheist in your life? Because I don't think you have. In fact, I know you haven't. Because if you said any of this shit to an atheist, they would laugh at you until you crumbled away into a pile of sad dust.
Or would you rather just not believe at all and just be an atheist? Even though the universe is fine-tuned, one thing goes wrong and everything's not the way it's supposed to be.
Where did that even come from? Fine-tuned? What's that got to do with consciousness? And, no. Things could be massively different and life would still exist. I mean, you might not, but that's not the same thing. And frankly, if you are just going to start adding yet more irrelevant shit to your questions, I'm gonna add more whiskey to my glass so I can finally do that stumbling thing that you promised me at the beginning and hopefully knock myself the fuck out.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was gonna tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the